When the CEO of Walmart, the largest private employer in the world, says that we are freezing hiring for 3 years, it's not a prediction, it's a warning. Artificial intelligence, AI, is replacing jobs faster than anyone expected, and the average person is getting squeezed in real time. And this isn't just about Walmart. Literally, as I was walking in to record this video, Jerome Powell, who was the chairman at the Federal Reserve Bank, was giving a speech where he said entry-level jobs are being replaced by AI way faster than he expected. This change is creating a wealth reset, and if you can get ahead of this shift, it can allow you to accelerate your wealth way faster than you would have before, and if you don't, well, it's going to make it tougher for you to even build wealth. Let me show you what I mean. Walmart employs more than 2 million people around the world, and here's what the CEO said to Wall Street Journal. Read this. Quote, "It's very clear that AI is going to change literally every job. And if you think that your job is protected from any AI influence, the Walmart CEO disagrees. Read this. Maybe there's a job in the world that AI won't change, but I haven't thought of it." And this AI adoption could explain why we're seeing such a fast slowdown in the job market right now, while at the same time, according to the data, the economy keeps growing. Now listen to me very carefully, heart to heart. Most people hear this and see negativity that, oh my God, I'm never gonna get another job. Oh my God, it's gonna be so much harder for me to get a job, but it also creates so much opportunity. Yes, it's harder to get an entry-level job. Yes, it's harder if you wanna be an average employee. Yes, it's harder if you just wanna be on cruise control, but it also creates opportunity for the people that can get ahead of this and learn how to use AI to accelerate themselves in their career. And if you're young, you're out of college, and you're early on in your career, well, if you can't get a job, this is also one of the biggest blessings in the world, because chances are you're more tech savvy than somebody 10 years older than you, 20 years older than you, 30 years older than you, and you can use this as an opportunity to build a job. Now, I get it, that's not easy. And I get it, it's not going to be successful for a lot of people. But 5 to 10 years from now, we're gonna see a new wave of millionaires and billionaires, because people said, I tried to get a job, but I couldn't qualify. And because I couldn't qualify, I had to start my own business. And because I started my own business, I'm now much more successful than I would have been if I were just getting a normal job like I thought I was gonna get. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Jaspreet, most people are gonna fail. That's easy for you to say. You are so tone deaf, Jaspreet, I have bills to pay. I never said it's going to be easy, but this shift is gonna create a reset in wealth for the people that can see differently and are willing to put in the effort. But Jaspreet, not everybody can do that. Remember, you are watching the Minority Mindset channel, not the Majority Mindset channel. This channel is about thinking differently than the majority of people, and this shift is going to happen whether you like it or not, and it's going to create opportunities for the people that understand that it's happening. Now, I'm going to show you specifically what you can do to capitalize on this shift and how to do it, whether you're working a job, whether you want to invest your money, whether you want to start a business, in just a minute. But there are 3 things that I need you to understand right now. Number 1, the economy is shifting because of AI, and there are hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into this industry. Number 2, this investment into AI is why the economy looks so strong even though the job market has been slowing. And number 3, all of this investment into AI is probably building a bubble. And when this bubble pops, it's going to create economic pain, which means companies will go bankrupt, people will lose their jobs, and other people will freak out. That being said, AI is not going to go away. But some companies will shift, and the economy is going to shift, and it's going to create opportunities at a rate that we have never seen before. What kind of opportunities? It's going to create investment opportunities, it's going to create career opportunities, and it's going to create business opportunities. So let's talk about all 3 of these, starting with investment opportunities. When I think about an investment opportunity, I like to think of it like an onion, because most people, when they see the onion, all they see is the outer layer, but kind of like an ogre, onions have layers.
Ogres are like onions.
They stink?
Yes. No.
What that means is when you invest your money, it has layers, just like an ogre, like an onion. And what that means now is when you think about investing in AI, most people are focused here. They're thinking about the AI product. They're thinking about OpenAI creating ChatGPT. They're thinking about Microsoft and their products. They're thinking about Google and Gemini. And so most people focus their investing ideas into what the AI product is, but there are many layers to this investing idea. So let me show you some different ideas, not telling you what to invest in, some different ways to think about as an investor, because I can't tell you what to do. I'm just a random random guy on YouTube. I am not a financial advisor, and investing has risks. You are never guaranteed to make money when you invest. In fact, you will lose money at some point, so make sure you always do your own due diligence and never blindly trust a random guy on YouTube. So you have the AI products. That's your ChatGPT, your Claude, your Gemini, your Perplexity, and then you have some chips that are powering some of these AI products. These could be things like NVIDIA, these could be things like AMD. Again, a lot of people know about this, but now we can start to take it one layer deeper. That way we can go deeper into this onion and understand the different ways that you can invest your money, because if there's more money going here, that means more money going here, but also more money going here. Data centers. As more people use AI, every time you write a prompt into ChatGPT, that information has to be stored somewhere. Where is it stored? In the cloud. Well, the cloud is not in the sky. This cloud is a physical data center. It is a building that is storing and containing all of that information. And as more people are using artificial intelligence, there's more need for these data centers. And that's one of the reasons why we've been seeing such a big boom in this data center industry. And this can also create an investment opportunity for you in a couple of different ways. Number one, there are real estate companies that specialize in building and owning and managing these data centers specifically. And then there are operational companies that are specialized in operating these data centers that are managing and controlling all of that data. Then we can take this onion one layer deeper, because these data centers have a big energy demand. And there's a whole new wave of startup companies that specialize in providing energy to these data centers. And some of these companies are focused on how to provide more efficient energy and cheaper energy to these data centers. And one of those companies is going to win. And if they win, they get the most market share, they're going to have the ability to make the biggest profit. But we can keep going deeper. If you're like me and your laptop has 25 tabs open, you've probably got to the point where your laptop starts making a whole lot of noise. Well, that's because your laptop is starting to get hot, it's starting to overheat. Well, in these data centers, we have all these computer chips that are running extremely high levels. It starts to get hot. And if it gets too hot, well, now these chips start to malfunction. This data center will fail. The chip company is going to be upset. The AI product is going to fail, and it's going to create a huge problem. That's why these data center companies are investing into cooling these data centers. And there's a whole industry of, again, startups and newer companies that are trying to figure out how they can be the best cooling technology for these data centers. Because if those chips get too hot, we have a problem. And again, these cooling companies are trying to be innovative. How can you cool these data centers at the lowest cost possible? So now, if there is more investment into AI, if there's more AI products, well, that's going to mean there's a bigger need for chips. It's also going to mean there's a bigger need to store all that data. If there's more data, these data centers have to be powered with energy in an efficient way, and then these data centers also have to be cooled. And just when you think the onion's done, you find the core of the onion with the extra little piece: cybersecurity. People are pouring their life story into ChatGPT, into Claude, into these AI tools. They're telling way more to these tools than they ever did on the internet before, which means the need to protect that information with proper cybersecurity is becoming more and more valuable. So you bet that if there's more use here, there's more investment here, because all of the AI companies want to be able to protect that data, because hackers are getting smarter, which means these companies also have to get smarter. Now, here's the thing that you want to understand. As you start to decide how you want to invest your money, you have to know how to research the investment as well, because there could be an investment into any one of these, but that doesn't mean that every single one of the companies in these shifts, in these layers, is going to be benefited. Some companies are going to manage the cash poorly. Some of them are going to have a bad CEO. Some of them are just going to have a bad product. And if you can't identify that, well, you're going to end up picking a bad investment. This is why your investing research is so important. And if you want some additional help with that, I have put together a free, brand new investing masterclass where I walk you through how you can get started as an investor and research investment opportunities before everybody else. I will show you the exact framework that my firm and I use to research opportunities and find the ones before they hit the headlines. It's a free masterclass. There's a ton of value in there. And when you register for this free masterclass, you're also going to get access to Market Briefs, which is my newsletter for investors, for free. So if you want to get the Investing Masterclass and Market Briefs all for free, all you have to do is click the link down in the description below to register. Now, there's two things that I want you to note here. Because this is such a new industry, because there's so much money going into it, it is extremely volatile. And if it is a bubble, like I said we're in, and it pops, well, then you're going to see valuations crash when that happens. But that also creates opportunities. Yes, companies will go bankrupt. When the dot-com bubble crashed in the year 2000, dot-com stocks fell by an average of 78%. The Amazon stock fell by more than 90%. A lot of internet companies failed, but the internet did not go away, and the strong internet companies came back and grew faster than ever. This is where you have to understand the volatility that comes with investing into something with so much money going in, understanding the risk and understanding the opportunities. And if you can't withstand the risk and opportunities, do not invest, especially into individual companies, because that requires more work, more risk, and more potential return. Now, if you do want to invest into this type of shift, but are not interested in investing in individual companies, you can also consider investing into something like an ETF. An ETF is a fund. It is a basket of stocks. So now if you say, well, Jaspreet, I want to invest in one of these onions. I want to invest into these energy stocks, but I don't know which one. Or I want to invest in AI companies, but I don't know which one. Well, you can just find a fund that will give you exposure to AI stocks, and now you'll get exposure to dozens of AI companies. That way, if one goes bankrupt, you're protected because it'll have other companies there. And the real way that you would lose is if every company that you invested in went bankrupt in that fund, which is less likely to happen. I'm gonna give you 4 examples of ETFs to invest in. Again, I'm not telling you what to invest in, just ideas to help you with your research. Number 1 is BOTZ, bots. This is an ETF that gives you exposure to robotics and artificial intelligence. This ETF has 53 holdings in the fund, meaning there are 53 stocks that you are investing in when you invest in this fund, and you can use pretty much any brokerage that you want. So when you invest in this fund, you're getting exposure to 53 AI and robotics stocks. That way you can lower your risk. You're also lowering your upside, but you're also lowering your risk, getting exposure to the broader industry of AI and robotics. Example number 2 is CHAT. CHAT. This is an ETF that gives you exposure to generative AI and technology. This is an ETF that also has 45 holdings in its fund. So if you were to invest in CHAT, well, you're going to get exposure to 45 of the stocks that are giving you exposure to generative AI and technology. DTCR. This is an ETF that will give you exposure to data centers and the digital infrastructure industry. This fund, this ETF, has 25 holdings in its fund, which means if you were to invest in this fund right here, you're going to get exposure to 25 stocks that are giving you exposure to the data center and digital infrastructure space. And then the most broad is QQQ, which gives you exposure to the NASDAQ 100. The NASDAQ 100 is the group of the 100 largest companies in the stock market that are not financial. So most of these companies are technology, but in order to be a part of the QQQ, you have to be one of the 100 largest companies in the stock market that is not financial. So if you are interested in this space, number 1, understand it is more volatile. Number 2, understand that there is probably a bubble forming. Number 3, understand that AI is the future. But what does that mean in terms of returns? Understand the volatility that comes with it. But if that is something that you can understand, you can invest in individual companies like we talked about, assuming you know how to research and are interested in doing that, and also understand the risk. Option number 2 is you can also invest through ETFs. ETFs lower the risk. It doesn't eliminate the risk, but it lowers the risk and can give you exposure to the same shift, assuming that you understand that there's also risk associated with the ETF as well. You have the economic risk, and then you have the micro risk, which is, well, I guess AI could fail or be replaced by something smarter than AI. Now that you understand the investment opportunities because of AI, let's talk about the career opportunities because of AI, because the first threat and the biggest threat to your job is not AI. It's somebody who understands AI better than you. So I make these videos on my Minority Mindset channel, but my real job is I run a company called Briefs Finance. We used to be called Briefs Media, but we're transitioning into Briefs Finance because the reality is what I learned in 2025 is that if we kept doing what we did as a media company, we were going to be bankrupt by 2035. And then I did some more digging and realized, oh crap, we're not going to be bankrupt in 2035. We're going to be bankrupt in 2030 because as a media company, AI can do a lot of the things that we were doing, which is why we're shifting to more of a financial technology company powered by media with our community and a bunch of other things. We're launching some amazing, very cool AI tools in 2026. But the reason why I'm saying this is once we've learned this, we have changed everything that we do in our company. Number 1, every single one of our employees has a mandatory requirement to go through a rigorous AI training. Number 2, when we hire new people right now, you bet that AI skills are required. We ask people in pretty much every stage of the interview process about your experience with AI, your understanding of AI, and even if you don't fully understand AI, if you're one of those people that says, oh, AI can't do what I do, it's not as smart as me just yet, you are not going to make it to the next stage of the interview process because we want people to understand, hey, this technology is getting smarter and you need to be able to harness this technology. Even if you're not the best at it yet, it's much more helpful if you are good at it. You have to understand the importance of understanding it because it is changing very fast. That being said, how can you use AI to help you accelerate in your career? What I want you to do is go to your AI tool of choice, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, I don't really care what you use. Go to it, and tell it what you do, tell it how long you've been there, tell it your career goals, and ask it, what can you do with AI to help you be better in your career and accelerate in your career, and have it lay it out for you. And then as it starts to lay it out for you, you can start to go deeper. Maybe have it build you a 12-week curriculum on how to be an expert on using AI to accelerate what you do in your career, to make your work more efficient, and also number two, to drive more revenue for the company. At the core of AI, the real value is it is going to drive more productivity for businesses, which means if you don't know how you are driving revenue for your business, if you don't know how you are making money for your company, you are going to be at risk of being replaced. Not just by AI, but by another person who understands AI. So you have to figure out, number one, how are you driving revenue for the business? And then number two, how can you use AI to make more money for the company? If you can identify how you can make more money for the company through your knowledge of AI, you are going to have the opportunity to see that promotion much faster than other people. Because if we look at a broad scope of 100 employees right now, 80% of them are going to have limited to no knowledge of AI. The 20 that do are going to be able to accelerate in their career faster and see more promotions and have more job security. I want you to be on this side. And what you'll understand is as you start to do this, not only will you be able to see more promotions, but you're going to have the ability to earn a lot more money, because as you start to understand this stuff better, your boss is going to want to keep you closer, because you're going to be able to drive much more revenue for your business faster than if you did not have the ability to harness the power of AI. That's how you can accelerate in your career. And if you don't know what to do, again, the best thing is to ask. Who do you ask? Ask the AI tools. That is a simple way for you to get started. So invest some time and maybe some money. Upgrade your account with ChatGPT and Claude. It's going to help you a lot. And just start seeing how you can be better in your career with it. And number three is to find the business opportunities. There's an infinite number of possibilities here, but I'm going to break it up into three different parts. Number one is you can build your own AI tool. Number two is you can service companies with AI. And number three is you can have a non-AI company, but accelerate it because of your understanding of AI. Starting with building an AI tool, do you know what Uber, WhatsApp, Netflix, Disney, Airbnb all had in common? All of these companies started during a recession, during some sort of need for this company to be created. We are going through an economic shift right now, and this is really a blank slate. It's a blank canvas. Right now, ChatGPT has launched their own ChatGPT store. Think of it like the App Store for Apple or the Google Play Store, but in the very early stages, which means you can go out and build a GPT. You can build your own AI tools and then put it up on the ChatGPT store. And if people start to use these tools, whether it's now or later, you start to get paid for people using these tools, and ChatGPT will pay you to do that. So if you have an idea, you have some kind of tech savviness and you can build a tool, well, there's a way for you to make money. And if you want a few ideas, you can build a tool to give job candidates feedback on their job interviews. You can build a tool for TikTokers on how to create better hooks. Or if you're fresh out of college, you can build a tutoring tool for whatever class you were good in. If you're good in organic chemistry, build an AI tool to help people with that. If you're good in biology or math or whatever, build a tool to help people with that. And if people use it, you get paid. Number two is service companies by helping them get used to or using AI. So if you're really good with ChatGPT, you're really good with Claude, you can start a business to help companies use that same tool itself. This could be starting with a class that maybe you sell for $25 or $250 or $1,000, depending on how in-depth the class is. And if people want even more, you can have a service where you charge companies $1,000 a month to go into their company and teach their employees how to use these AI tools better, because there's a lot of companies out there. In fact, the majority of companies out there have no idea how to actually use these AI tools. And if you're good with them, you can go and specialize in helping veterinarians on how to use ChatGPT to make their business more efficient. You can specialize in helping attorneys on how to use Claude to save 2 hours of time a day. And if you can specialize, well, now you can start to attract more of a specific clientele and get more business that way. And you bet that there's a lot of businesses willing to pay to do this. And then option number three is you can accelerate your own company. If you started a guacamole company, well, you can use AI to help you with your marketing. You can use AI to analyze your finances. You can use AI to help you find the right employees. You can use AI to help you build a better product by analyzing all the data that you have. Because the power that AI has is you can analyze whatever you feed it in a matter of seconds, what would have taken you days before or thousands of dollars before to hire somebody to do it for you. So you can put everything into it. Whatever you can track, AI can help you optimize. If you're creating social media posts, AI can tell you what types of posts are getting you more engagement, and then you can create more of those posts that are getting that better engagement. If you can see what your customers are saying about your product, just take your customer feedback and throw it into the AI, and it will tell you what is the general consensus of things that you can do, because if there's a theme that your AI is seeing, it can tell you, and then you can work to make your product better. So even if you don't have a tech-related product, you can use AI to make it better, because the reality is this shift is happening, and it is going to continue happening. Yes, we could be seeing a bubble, and yes, this bubble could pop and it's going to change things, but that doesn't mean AI is going to go away. I want you to be ahead of this shift, because it is going to create a shift in wealth as well, and you can capitalize on this shift through your investments. Again, I have my investing masterclass for you down in the description. If you want to learn more about how to start investing and find investment opportunities, you can accelerate in your career by understanding how to use AI, or you can create your own job. And you can build a business and power that business either through building an AI tool, through servicing AI companies, or through accelerating your own company by using AI there as well. If you got value out of this video, the best thank you is a referral. So if you could, please share this video with a friend, family member, colleague, or fellow investor. Thank you. Russia accused the United States of trying to devalue its $37 trillion of national debt without informing the American people. How? By using stablecoins, crypto, and gold. So if you hold dollars or stablecoins or have a retirement fund, you want to pay attention. Why does Russia care that the United States government has $37 trillion worth of national debt?